Listen up, because what I'm about to tell you will shake you awake. You've been dealing with toxic people the wrong way. You think the answer is setting boundaries, cutting them off, avoiding them? That's weak. That's survival mode. I'm going to show you how to take back your power for real. Because let's be honest, these toxic people, they're not going anywhere. You cut one out, another one shows up. You avoid them at work, but they're in your family. You think moving to a new city will help? No. Toxic people exist everywhere. So the smartest way to deal with them, it's not about them. It's about you. Toxic people are like a virus, but a virus can only survive in a weak body. You stop dealing with toxic people when you stop being available for their poison. When you become so strong, so unshakable that their drama, their manipulation, their negativity doesn't even reach you. They have one weapon, your reaction. That's it. They don't have real power. They don't control your life. They can't actually do anything to you unless you let them into your mind. They live for the moment you snap, break down, second-guess yourself. They feed on your frustration, your anger, your confusion, and the second you react, they win. They will test you. They will say things just to get under your skin. They will push every button you have because they crave control. They twist reality, guilt trip, manipulate. They want you emotional, flustered, lost in their chaos so you can't see the truth. But here's the truth, they are powerless without your response. You need to understand this so deeply that it rewires your brain. The moment you stop reacting, you become untouchable. The moment you stop giving them what they want, they lose all influence over you. And when they realize they can't shake you, they panic, because without your reaction, they are nothing. Ever notice how toxic people escalate when you stay calm? That's because they can feel their grip slipping. They insult you harder, they play dirtier, they throw bigger tantrums. That's when you know you're winning. That's when you stay even calmer. You don't fight back. You don't explain yourself. You don't defend yourself to someone committed to misunderstanding you. Toxic people want chaos. They want drama. They want you emotionally tangled in their game. When you refuse to take the bait, when you stay composed, you force them to face what they fear most, their own emptiness, and they can't handle it. They need someone to argue with, someone to manipulate, someone to prove something to. But when you refuse to engage, they are left alone with their own toxicity, and they hate it. You don't need to argue with them. You don't need to prove your point. You don't need to win them over. You win the moment you stop letting them control your state of mind. Your peace is your power. Your control over yourself is what makes you unstoppable. The strongest person in the room isn't the one yelling. It's the one who stays calm while everyone else loses their mind. Every time you react, you train them to keep going. You teach them that their tactics work. But the second you stop feeding the fire, it burns out. No fuel, no fire, no reaction, no control. They will try everything to get you to engage. Guilt, anger, pity, provocation. They will dig into your insecurities. They will say things designed to hurt. But the moment you realize their words are just noise, you stop being affected. It's not about ignoring them, it's about mastering yourself. It's about understanding that their opinion means nothing. Their validation means nothing. Their insults, their praise, it's all meaningless. The only thing that matters is what you decide to believe. Most people go through life as puppets, letting toxic people pull their strings. One comment ruins their day. One argument throws them off course. One person's negativity drains all their energy. That's weakness. That's giving up control. That's letting the outside world dictate your inside world. But you are not weak. You are not here to be controlled. You are here to master yourself so completely that no one can shake you. Imagine if nothing they said bothered you. Imagine if they couldn't provoke you no matter how hard they tried. Imagine if their insults bounced off you like nothing. That's real power. That's freedom. That's how you break free from toxic people. Not by cutting them off, not by avoiding them, but by becoming someone who is completely unaffected by them. They will try to break you, but only if you let them. They will try to make you doubt yourself, but only if you listen. They will try to make you feel small, but only if you believe them. But the second you decide their words mean nothing, that their opinions mean nothing, that their validation is worthless, you win. The most dangerous person in the world is the one who cannot be controlled. And the way you become that person is simple. Never react. Never let them in. Never let their poison enter your system. Because the moment you do, they own you. But when you don't, when you stay calm, when you refuse to engage, they lose all power, and you take yours back forever. Toxic people don't deserve your energy. They don't deserve your explanations. They don't deserve your emotional investment. Every second you spend trying to fix them, trying to reason with them, trying to get them to understand your side is a second you will never get back. And the truth, they already understand. They know exactly what they're doing. They just don't care. You keep thinking if you explain it better, they'll finally get it. If you show them enough love, they'll finally change. If you just put up with them a little longer, they'll finally treat you right. But they won't. They never will. Because toxic people don't want resolution. They don't want peace. They don't want healthy relationships. They want control. They want power. They want you drained, exhausted, questioning yourself. The hardest truth you will ever accept is that some people are committed to misunderstanding you. No matter how many times you explain, no matter how much proof you give, no matter how reasonable you are, they will twist your words, play the victim, and make you out to be the problem. You could sit them down with undeniable evidence, and they would still manipulate the situation in their favor. Because they don't want the truth, they want control over you. And the second you realize that, you stop wasting your energy. You stop arguing. You stop trying to change them. You stop expecting them to be someone they're not. You stop hoping that someday they'll wake up and realize what they've done, because that day isn't coming. They are exactly who they want to be, and they have no intention of changing. That's why you have to cut off your energy supply. Not just physically, but mentally. Because even if you go no contact, even if you distance yourself, if you're still thinking about them, replaying conversations, wondering if you did something wrong, they still own a part of you. And that's exactly what they want. They don't need to be in your life to control you. If they're still living in your mind, they're still winning. The only way to beat them is to make them irrelevant. Not by blocking them, not by deleting their number, but by truly not caring anymore. By realizing their opinion is worthless, by understanding that nothing they say or do actually matters, because the second you stop giving them energy, they lose all their power. They become nothing but background noise, something you barely notice, and you walk away free. You need to stop expecting closure, stop expecting an apology, stop waiting for a moment when they finally admit they were wrong. It's not coming. And even if it did, it wouldn't change anything. An apology from someone who never truly cared is just another way to manipulate you. They don't say sorry because they mean it. They say sorry because they want to keep you trapped in their game. And every time you let them back in, the cycle begins again. You don't owe them a conversation. You don't owe them an explanation. You don't owe them another chance. What you do owe is peace to yourself. You owe yourself freedom. You owe yourself a life without their chaos, and that starts the moment you stop giving them your attention. Toxic people can't survive without an audience. They need someone to play with, someone to control, someone to react to their drama. The second you stop being that person, they start to fade. They lose their grip, they panic, they lash out, they try everything to pull you back in. But if you stand your ground, if you refuse to engage, they will eventually move on to someone else. Because here's the truth. These people don't treat everyone the same way they treat you. They don't target just anyone. They carefully pick their victims. They choose people who are empathetic, people who are kind, people who always try to see the good in others. They go after those who give second chances, who don't want to seem cruel, who find it hard to let go. That's why breaking free feels so impossible, because they have trained you to feel guilty for choosing yourself, but you don't owe them anything. Not your time, not your kindness, not a place in your life just because of history, family ties, or social expectations. You have the right to walk away. You have the right to put yourself first. You have the right to let them go without guilt. And when you finally do, you'll realize something life-changing. You never needed them. It was always them who needed you. Toxic people survive by making you believe you can't live without them, that you need their approval, their validation, their presence. They want you to think that leaving them means losing something valuable. But what are you really losing? The stress, the constant drama, the emotional exhaustion, the endless feeling of never being enough. That's not a loss. That's a win. You don't need their permission to move on. You don't need their approval to be free. You don't need to justify why you're done. The only thing you need to do is decide that their chapter in your story is over, that they no longer have access to your energy, that you are reclaiming every piece of yourself they once occupied. A fire burns out when you stop feeding it. Toxic people disappear when you stop giving them attention. The moment you stop investing in their chaos, they lose all power over you. And when you finally take your energy back, you'll realize the truth. You were never stuck. You just needed to stop handing them the key. Toxic people think they've won. They think they've left a scar so deep you'll never heal. They laugh at the pain they caused. They feed off the fact that you're still thinking about them, still hurt, still angry. They want to believe they've left a permanent mark on you. But they don't see the real story. Every insult, every betrayal, every moment of manipulation, they are the very things that will make you unstoppable. The smartest thing you will ever do is take all of it and turn it into fuel. Use it to build yourself stronger. Use it to create a life so incredible that they become nothing but a distant memory. Because here's what they never understood. Toxic people don't break strong people. They create them. They wanted you weak. They wanted you questioning yourself. They wanted you stuck in a cycle of proving your worth to them. But now they are nothing but dust in your rearview mirror. They chose you because they saw something in you: strength, kindness, resilience, ambition. And instead of supporting it, they tried to destroy it, because your existence reminded them of everything they lacked. But when they fail to break you, when they see you rising, thriving, becoming someone beyond their reach, it will burn them more than anything. They wanted you broken, but instead you became dangerous. The best revenge isn't cutting them off. The best revenge is becoming someone they can never touch again. Someone so successful, so happy, so self-assured that their toxicity is nothing but a joke to you now. Someone who doesn't even flinch at the mention of their name. Someone who has grown so much that they don't even exist in your world anymore. They thought they were teaching you a lesson by treating you like nothing. They thought they were winning by making you feel small. But what they didn't realize was that they were shaping you. They were giving you every lesson you needed to become your strongest self. And now every single thing they did to break you is the exact reason you are unstoppable. Let them talk. Let them watch. Let them stay stuck while you outgrow everything they used against you. Let them hear your name in places they will never step foot in. Let them see you rise in ways they never believed you could. Let them drown in their own bitterness while you move forward, untouched, unshaken, untouchable. They wanted you stuck in the past, emotionally wrecked, doubting yourself, but instead you took their fire and used it to build something unshakable. You turned every ounce of pain into success. You proved not to them, but to yourself, that they never had real power over you. And they will never admit it, but your success is their worst nightmare. Your ability to smile, to live, to grow beyond them, that's the one thing they hoped would never happen. They wanted to be the main character in your story. They wanted to be the wound you could never heal from. But now they are nothing. Every time you choose peace over drama, discipline over self-destruction, self-worth over their validation, you strip away the control they once had. They counted on you staying the same. They counted on you being too broken to move on. They counted on you never finding your power. But they were wrong. Now you are someone they will never have access to again. Someone who doesn't need revenge because your success is enough. They no longer get to steal your time. They no longer get to haunt your thoughts. They no longer get to be the reason you hold back. Every second spent thinking about them is time wasted on someone unworthy. Every time you let their words echo in your mind, you are giving them space they don't deserve. The greatest thing you will ever do is make them irrelevant. The greatest thing you will ever do is live so well, so fully, so freely, that they become nothing but a lesson you once learned. Because they were never your competition. They were just a distraction. Your real competition is the old version of you, the version that tolerated them, the version that questioned your worth, the version that stayed too long in places that drained you. And every time you choose yourself, every time you level up, every time you refuse to shrink back into who they wanted you to be, you win. They wanted you broken. They wanted you doubting yourself. They wanted you to believe you weren't good enough. But now the only thing left for them to do is watch as you become everything they swore you couldn't be. And that is a kind of revenge they will never recover from.